Then next one is, I think, right intention. And then I think there's few different maybe texts. Some texts they call intentions. That means more like thoughts or conceptions. But then one of the great master, Jamgön Mipham Rinpoche, they talk about perfectly realized. So intention is also is one thing, but then other this realization that is also works. So in this case, like someone who really meditate, very deeply, and during the meditation is supposed to be free from thoughts, conceptions, totally there's no such, I realize it, or I don't realize it, there's no such things. Particularly when you are seeing, you see true nature of phenomena, and you're resting in that level, and during that moment, there's no conceptions. But after, when you are post-meditations, you should have some kind of experience, and you should also you could express that, in the post meditations. So that is they call intention. Intention means like more thoughts, right? Why they call perfect thought? Because you are express your own experience of the experience of nature meditation on natural state. So therefore they talk about intentions. Then certain texts they call realization. So also same things. When you are become post meditation, and we have to express what you have realizations. So that way, and either of these are, I think, okay, right intention or right realization, and that more like in the post meditation, they express of their experience of the realizations. So kind of authentic of the 80 Noble 80, what's called authentic of the Noble Eightfold Path is more like above the seeing path. So therefore they use nobles. So for instance, the every of these meditators, when they meditate in the natural state, and there's no such really functions, right? More like just resting. But then after they do these things, okay? So they have expressed such things. And then next one is also they call right speech. And then someone who have the right realizations. And that realization is also has to transform to others, right? So from Buddha Shakyamuni to until today, the realizations are transformed from the masters. And what way you can transform is that it has to be transformed with this speech. Speech. The masters, the point out of the nature of mind is also speech. Particularly in Sutrayana, every teaching it comes from mouth to ear, speech. So therefore, here right speech means also whatever you have realized it, and that can transform to others through your speech. So that's why I think Yong Tabi on the Paropola, Yong Tapar, Ripashe Benambala Gum. So that is also, it has to come through meditation. So master himself, herself, no meditated, I think transform is a little difficult. And student also no meditated from one step by step, that also difficult to receiving. So therefore this add noble to it, the right speech is can be different levels too. And Yong Tabal, then is next one is what? okay, right action, I think so, right action, Legitan. And then this is more like the ethic, ethic. So great, the Nobels, they have that pure ethics. And this ethic is one of the training. So we have three trainings: wisdom training, ethical training, and meditation trainings. So the right action is the great training. So in Chandrakirti was telling that above the three levels of the boomings, then your ethic is the totally perfect, pure, and there is no any part, not doubts, not doubts. What's called justice. Okay, maybe that is the kind of okay. So that makes also not only your practice going well, but the ethic also placed of the 10 direction of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And then next is that called perfect, I think, live. Sorry, livelihood. So great practitioners go beyond the like very poor or very kind of details, I think, kind of middle ways. I think I mentioned before, normally this word middle way, it comes from the, Vinaya teachings, and it comes from the ethic teachings. So Buddha, they mentioned this middle way of the living. Middle way of the living was this today, researchers, they are researching about, this Madhyamika we translate as like, what's called middle way. Today we call middle way. And then Tibet what we call Uma. And if these are the really Mahayana words, looks like, people now, today whoever here is middle way or Madhyamika, it kind of something that Mahayana teachings, but actually this comes from the Hinayana way, more ethic way. So living, I think here, this right livelihood, here also discretion about more like the live very simple lives, okay, simple lives.